You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel. So we're next going to be talking to Neil on the telephone. We're going to be talking to him all about this year's swale regatta. As always, it's great to speak to you. Thank you very much once again for joining us.
Oh, thank you very much for inviting us along, Daniel. It's a shame that we're not doing the Media Cup because of a few years ago you joined us on the boat, and it was great fun.
Yeah, it was a good experience, and it certainly sort of, I suppose, lets me picture it when I'm talking to you about it now as well, which is always nice.
That's right. It assists you a little bit. You know, you have an insight as to what the actual regatta's about. Sailing event that's been sort of running for about 25 years, I believe. I've only personally been involved with it for the last 8 years, and it's very much an all-week, 3-day event with sailing obviously around the swale, reference to the swale regatta, and it's basically open to anybody to join in. Predominantly, it's 4 or 5 clubs that actually participate, and that's Conya Cruising Club, Conya Yacht Club, Hollishaw, obviously Queenborough, which is one of the places we'll be visiting, and Whitstable Cruising Club and Whitstable Yacht Club. But as I said, the event is open to everyone that wants to participate.
So what's happening each day?
Well, we've got it's basically made up of 3 days. As I said, it's all about racing, but social as well. We've got the Friday, which will be a race starting from the swale, leading out to Whitstable, and then back into the swale, back to Hearty Ferry, and then in the evening event, we'll be having a meal, a fish and chip supper at Hollishaw Cruising Club's clubhouse, which is very kind to them, and Shepherd Neil will be supplying a barrel of beer as well, which will always go down well after a day's sailing. And then thereafter, on the Saturday, we actually have a race starting once again from Hearty Ferry, and the race will be round to the Medway, so all the way anti-clockwise around the swale into Whitstable and then round to Queenborough, which is, once again, we're going to be hosted by Queenborough Yacht Club in the evening at the end of the event, and they're holding a barbecue. And then on the Sunday, it'll be a very short race just due to the tides, and that'll be a race down from Queenborough, down into the Medway towards Gillingham, and then back round, and then obviously everyone has to get back onto their relevant berths. And as you know, with the estuaries being tidal, you haven't got a lot of time to mess around before you need to get back on your berth. And then basically the whole event will close the following week on the Friday the 25th with the prize giving event, which is a ticketed event, food supplied, and that's going to be held at Conya Cruising Club in the Swale Marina clubhouse. And that's pretty much it, basically, Daniel. It's as I said, it's very much a social event. Everyone takes the racing quite seriously, but at the same time, it's pleasure as well.
Is there any places that would be good for local people to spot the boats or see the races happening on the island?
Well, there's always there's quite a few spots, obviously, because we're, generally skirting around the coastlines. I mean, on the Friday, it's always quite a spectacle if people are in Whitstable, because we'll be coming right up to the Oyster Buoy, which is probably only about 300-400 yards off the beach, on the West Beach, so sort of pretty much opposite the yacht club. And when you've got, cruisers of, ranging from 23 foot up to 40 plus foot, it's quite a sight. And then obviously on the Saturday, there's always, a spectacle because of the finishing line is actually going to be at the end of the all-tide landing. So, the boats will be racing down toward Queenborough. So, there's a lot of spots that people can participate, so to speak, from the shoreline.
So how can our listeners find out more? Do you have a website and things like that?
We do. We've actually got a new website set up this year, which is, quite simply, swaleregatta.co.uk. So it's www.swaleregatta.co.uk. And that's got all of, obviously, the races, the courses, the details of the events during the day and the evening. Also, it has the boats that will be participating, a list of the boats. And the only one, problem is obviously because it's it's racing and it's fun. It's fun cruising racing. We do operate a handicap system, and you need to have a handicap under the Byron rules. And that basically once again, it's another web-based system that they take all of your details of your boat and then issue you with a handicap which is relevant to the speed that your boat can achieve to make it a more level playing field. But saying that, if your boat's standard, there are a lot of boats on their list, so you can actually see if your boat's there and actually get your handicap directly off it. Unless it's a bit special, then you have to apply, which can take, at least a week to 2 weeks, and you have to. It's a free thing, but at the end of the day, we've all found that if you do a little donation, you seem to get your handicap a bit quicker.
Neil, was there anything else you'd like to get over to the listeners?
Well, no, it'd be lovely to just have a few more people coming along. I mean, we get up to about 25, 30 boats, and as I said, it can be quite a sight. But obviously, sailing is it's a sport that you need to spend quite a bit of time, what with the tides getting out, etc. And it'd just be nice to see more people entering, from the island as much as anything else, because we have noticed that the Queenborough Yacht Club don't have that many people participating this day and age, so it's a shame. Although we are going to their clubhouse, so it would be lovely if they would, a few more of them would come along and join in once again.
Well, as always, thank you very much for talking to us and telling us all about this year's Swale Regatta.
Daniel, thank you very much once again for your time, and hope to catch up with you soon.